I spent more than 20 years running construction sites where the clients are shouting, the program slips, but somehow somebody still makes a decision. And in those 22 years, I've been practicing something unrelated to my profession. It's called self awareness. And in this video, I'm going to show you being calm, being self aware is not a personality trait. Some people has advantage to it, but it is a skill that can be developed and can be learned. So being calm, if you're in self-awareness, it doesn't mean that the problem is gone. It doesn't mean that you won't be frustrated. It doesn't mean that there is no anger. You won't be feeling any fear. It will be present because we're just humans, right? We're not robots. And even though those emotions appear, it will not make decision for us, for our lives, for our work, for our business. It simply shows you how you can handle it. Being calm is not an absence of pressure. It's just the ability to identify the pressure and learn how to deal with it. Being present even though the pressure is on, right? And especially now in our business, in running a construction business, I've been a senior construction manager for, to be exact, about 27 years. And in this, there's a lot of pressure in our profession, right? Is it hitting the schedule, delivering the right quality, make sure that everything is safe, not violating any environmental or government or any violation that can cause to to affect the budget of the business and even its schedule. So also dealing with people, right? You will be dealing with a lot of different types of people, different types of clients, different um, challenges on types of projects, because we build casinos, we build residentials, and those are all different. Industrial parks, industrial establishment, those have different design, different people to deal with, different environment and location, logistics, all of that stuff is interconnected, and there is a lot of pressure in our business, right? And one thing that I've learned is the analogy, what I use is the ant and the elephant, right? The ant is the situation, and the elephant is actually the emotional and mental stories attachment we put in a situation. So, for example, yesterday in our project, in the more early in the morning, the client was storming in our office and panicking and on rage, right? Simply because one of our site engineers the day before yesterday sent an email to this industrial park, and this safety officer, the safety manager of this industrial park, sent an email to our client reminding to make sure that we are not violating any environmental law, right? From that one email, the client was panicking, rushed into our office, telling us why did we send an email, or my team sent an email to the park, and they're making big problem about it. So what happened? The whole operation stopped. Basically, what we were doing is we were declogging a stormwater drain, and we're cleaning the stormwater drain, right, from an industrial park, industrial establishment inside an industrial park, and we were just requesting for an access for a from fire hydrant water supply because it has more pressure. So just to speed up that work, and just because of that, the whole operation stopped. Everyone was on panic. My team was relaxed. I told them, just relax. This is just miscommunication, and the client is panicking. It's all right. It's our client. We need to deal with them, and we set up a meeting with the client. Said, okay, relax. We will explain it. Let's have a meeting with the safety manager. We will explain what happened. Chill down, right? And they were saying a lot of bunch of stuff, and we just say yes, okay, no worries, we will have a meeting. We had a meeting around 2 p.m. and then we explained that there was no chemicals to be discharged. All the discharge soil and debris, we're gonna discharge it. It won't be thrown out in the main system of the park, because a stormwater drain system goes to the park, to the main line, and then it will be discharged in the river. So it needs to be clean and not being contaminated. So we just explained that, and there was no problem at all. We had a walkthrough. We explained the methodology. We showed exactly what's happening. Problem solved. No panic. And this is an example of the ant was the email from the safety manager of the park to the client, and then the client made an elephant out of it. And what happened? Project delayed, stopped. Not just that, frustration, stress, and all that shit for something that was not necessary. So that is an ant and elephant situation. And the problem with the good thing with self-awareness, what I have learned is this elephant thing doesn't just happen at work. Sometimes, if you are having this problem, the problem stays at work, but the elephant you bring at home, right? So this is why what happened is, if you carry all those problems, you create an elephant out of an ant from your job or from your online business or from whatever business you're running, and you bring it at home. You'll be eating dinner with your family, with your kids. Your body is there eating present, but your mind is somewhere else. You're not hearing the conversation. You are in a panic mode simply because you carry the elephant at home. So, a good practice that I want you to share, and give it a try, because it worked for me, it worked for my clients, it worked for to the people I've been dealing with, to my team, and I even started my own coaching program. That's why I mentioned clients, right? Is ask this three question, give it a try, and see if it works. Because this worked for me, this worked for my client, and I guarantee if you do it properly, it works. Just three simple questions, right? If you are in under pressure, ask the question, right? What really actually happened? What is the problem that's causing that pressure, right? Be aware of that problem. Number two, the second question to ask yourself is, what am I adding to this? What is my emotional or mental thoughts attached to this problem? Am I adding something up? Am I making an elephant out of an ant? You only observe, you only notice. Just be aware. And number three, it's what is the next decision? What is the next step? What is my response to this problem, to what actually happened that is causing pressure, right? Because those three questions, not four, but three, is the gap between the situation and the response. So most of the time, what we normally do is, when we have a situation, we tend to react. We don't have that gap. And that reaction, just like what our client did, means that you are not responding. The situation itself is making the decision out of the situation. So you are controlled by the situation and not out of your awareness, not out of the reality of it. So that gap of the situation, gap, and the response, that gap is where self-awareness plays the role. So, and by creating that gap, you become calm on a situation, even if it's under pressure. So it's a skill that you can learn. It's not a personality trait. Some people has naturally this response, has this gap, or has less reactive, but it is a skill that you can learn simply by asking these three questions. Inside my work, just to invite you, I have a community, and inside our community, we have this what we call calm under pressure assessment. And this calm under pressure assessment actually is an assessment that will teach you and will identify, not teach you, will identify where the pressure is. Is it in your decision? Is it in your presence? Is it um, how you deal with the problem? So this assessment will identify, is it because of your self-identity? Is it because of your emotional triggers? And this assessment is for free. It's inside our community. You can join us. I'll put the link in the description below. And this is really cool because it gives you a 7 days action plan, the first 24 hours plan, and then a 7 days action plan inside for free. And you can also, if you need more help, you can also book a call with me, and then we can identify what are those triggers that creates those pressures, and let's fix it. Okay, so I hope you find this video valuable and curious. If you are under pressure, are you taking action, making decision right away, solving the problem, or are you making an elephant from an ant? Let me know in the comments. Peace.